All right, guys, it's time for another Biden versus Trump presidential poll update. So let's get to it. Hi, guys, Joe Benny here on another presidential poll update video. And today is September 23rd. And we have, what do we have? 40 somewhat days to the election. And hopefully the polling numbers will show something. So in a little while, I'm going to get to my screen, but I just want to thank you guys while I have you here for the support of the channel. And of course, as we go, like the video, follow, share, subscribe. I'll continue to try to update you at least once a week until the election, and I'm glad you're enjoying this. And I'm going to go to my screen right now, and let's talk about some polling. All right, so let's do it. All right, guys, here on my screen, let's check some old polling data from a couple of weeks ago. All right, so here we go. August 19, 2020. Biden, according to Real Clear Politics average, was up 7.6. All right, that was back in August 19th. Let's move it up to September 1st. Biden was up plus 6.2. Real Clear average. Let's go to 9/4. Biden's up 7 points according to the Real Clear Politics average. So you see, Biden has been strong in these polls, at least going back till mid-August. He's been pretty strong, right? But let's take a look as we go. On 9/8, again, 9/8, September 8th, Biden's plus 7.7. Again, strong. Consistent, strong. Biden seems to be strong. This is where things started to change. September 16th polling, the Real Clear Politics average, Biden plus 5.9. It looks like Trump was making a surge. And this is a couple of weeks after both conventions, and Trump went out there doing his rallies. And I started thinking that maybe Trump was going to really tighten this race at the time that I was looking into this poll on September 16th. So, as you could see during the new polling on September 23rd, the Real Clear Politics average is 7.1. So all this time I thought that Trump would catch up, and by this time at least bring it to like a 4-point spread, a 3-point spread. But it doesn't seem to be happening. And it's either these polls are going to be wrong, they're going to be right. I mean, I don't know what to tell you here, but Biden looks like, again, like I said in last week's video, is that Biden's looking like he's going to win here. All right, so let's go to a couple of interesting articles that I was looking at. Right here on CNN, as I was looking up some polling stuff, this article was why Trump just got his best 2 polls of the cycle. And basically, I read the article, and the interesting thing about this is that polling, when it's done, there's like a margin error that's higher than anyone would think. right here. Let me go back down right here. Let's see. Since 1972, the 95% confidence interval for polling averages in close races has been closer to plus or minus 9 points. So a close polling is plus or minus 9 points. So when you look at the Real Clear Politics average here, Biden plus 7.1, this is kind of in the area where still Trump could win this, or Biden could win this, simply for the fact that historically speaking, there's a plus or minus 9 point advantage or disadvantage in these polls. So CNN, this is a very good article. CNN basically says that the bottom line here is that there are a slew of errors that the traditional reported margin of error doesn't take into account. The polls, though, could also be underestimating Trump, or they may be underestimating Biden. History tells us that Trump could close a 5 point gap by election day, but let's say the polls don't shift from now until election. Even if Biden maintains his current lead, past errors indicate Trump will still have a non-nominal chance to pull off the victory. So even though the polling averages are showing a spread that is favoring Biden, this could still be an up-in-the-air election. Right now, visually speaking, it looks like Biden's going to win this thing. But when you read some of this information on how they do the polling, this is actually closer than you may think. Also, I have another article here from The Hill. The Hill had an article, The Hill's campaign report, presidential polls tighten weeks out from election day. This is today, September 23rd, right? So here, a lot of polling data to sift through with good and bad for President Trump and Democratic nominee Joe Biden. The Hill goes into Quinnipiac and Marquette University. Biden leads by 10 points nationally in new surveys released Wednesday by Quinnipiac and Marquette. In the Marquette poll, 51% approve of Trump's handling of the economy. This is key. If the economy does get better, we have like 5 weeks to the election, 6 weeks to the election. But if there's a vaccine, if the economy continues to get a little better, if there's a stimulus and a stimulus check, I think it's a victory for Trump when it comes to polling, and may force him or have him win this election. The president, but now on 38% approval rate for the coronavirus handling of the pandemic. So Trump is having an issue with handling the pandemic. But again, if there's a virus, if there's a vaccine, and the economy continues to do good, and there's stimulus, this might be bode well, in my opinion, for Trump. The president also has a narrow advantage over Biden on the economy in the Quinnipiac poll, 49 to 48. Biden leads by 16 points on who would be better suited for the pandemic on that same poll. So this is really a strange year, because you have some negative factors that may seem negative for the president, but can turn positive on a dime, causing people to go out on election day to vote for the president. So, I'm thinking that maybe this will get closer. Hopefully it will get closer to polling. But this article is another interesting article to read from The Hill. And let's see. It goes into some of the swing states, the battleground states. Biden has a 4-point advantage across the 6 core battleground states of Arizona, North Carolina, Florida, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania, according to data from CNBC and Change Research. Now, again, remember we were talking about the polling plus or minus 9 points. Now, I don't know if this figures in these battleground states, but maybe this is not such a strong, this 4-point lead is not such a strong lead for Biden. Drilling down to each state, the article continues, Biden leads by 9 points in Wisconsin, 8 points in Michigan. Let's get back to that. 6 points in Arizona, 4 points in Pennsylvania, 3 points in Florida, and 2 points in North Carolina. But an ABC News Washington Post survey found Trump with small advantages in Arizona and Florida. So some of these battleground states polling also are all over the place. I mean, you have small advantages in Arizona and Florida according to ABC, yet 6-point advantage in Arizona Biden has according to CNBC. So, and 3-point advantage in Florida. So this polling is kind of crazy. And, I really never thought that the polling, I didn't really get into polling until I started doing the videos a couple of weeks ago. But I'm kind of amazed that the polling is not more accurate. And I'm so curious on election day whether or not it's going to be close or not. So anyway, let's continue with this article from The Hill. Monmouth University found Trump with a 1-point lead in Georgia, which has not gone for Democratic nominee since 1992. So again, a 1-point lead. Georgia's another key. Let's see if the president gets that during the election, how big is he going to win it? And then The Hill finally summarizes it. The bottom line, polls generally show Trump running about even with Biden in Florida, Arizona, and North Carolina. If Trump holds on to all three and doesn't fumble away Ohio, Iowa, or Georgia, Biden would need to win all three of Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania. Biden leads in all three of the former blue wall states right now, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania. But Democrats would like a little more breathing room than that. So, guys, I'm gonna get off the screen, but I'm gonna try to summarize this video and this polling video again when I get off my screen. So let me get off my screen, and I'll make a little summary all up. All right, guys, back on my camera. So, I got to tell you, I thought there would be a closer race by now, according to the polls. I thought that Trump would definitely tighten it, especially after the conventions. And, when I watch television and I watch all this political stuff, I see a lot of people going to his rallies. I see a lot of people, and I don't see much enthusiasm from what I see on the screen from Biden, Joe Biden. So I don't know. When I say I was hoping that this would get closer, because in some weird way I feel like I'm letting you down because it's not closer by now. So that's what kind of bothers me. A little bit more excitement in these polls. And maybe next week there'll be more excitement. I don't know, but we could find out. We could wait until the next video. All right, so guys, I hope you enjoyed this, and I thank you so much for the support. And hopefully I'll see you in the next video. And let's end it there. And I'm going to say goodbye. Have a great day, and goodbye.